Hi, I'm Davina. Hello to all of you, bold, beautiful, and brilliant, highly evolved souls. Today, I'm going to talk about the signs that you were the scapegoat. So, number one, you were ignored, almost like you were invisible, and your voice was not heard. And on the other side of that was what they were doing. They felt insecure when you spoke up, and so they excluded you, or shut you up when you tried to speak. Maybe, yeah, just not paying attention, no, not responding to you, or interrupting you, so that you didn't get a chance to speak. Number two, you were not praised often, and your achievements were overlooked, dismissed, or minimized. And so on their side of things, they feel insecure and uncomfortable seeing you as successful, because it goes against their story that you are incompetent, a loser, defective. And they need to hold on to that story so that they don't have to face their own shame and pain. By being able to relocate that into you, and you're the one that is the unsuccessful one, then they don't have to face that in themselves. Number three, you were at the receiving end of their projections. And although maybe your siblings got some of that projection as well, you were probably got the most of it. So what they were doing is they were unconsciously unloading their unwanted shame, weakness, flaws, and feelings of failure onto you by shaming you and blaming you. For example, trying to think of a good example here. Yeah, maybe, for example, if they thought, if they were uncomfortable with their being lazy, let's say they're kind of lazy, but they don't like that about themselves, and they would project that onto you and somehow call you're lazy or you're selfish, when really they're the ones that's, maybe lazy or selfish. Number four, you are bullied and picked on. It might be really that, the rest of your family members are, and I think this usually happens, are kind of in on it. It's all very unconscious, but somehow they know that in order to, keep this family dynamic going, that they need to also play the game of bullying you. So they might be verbally or physically abusive to you. Yeah, not a great place to be, a scapegoat role. Number five, you are held responsible for the family problems, dysfunction, and even conflicts. What they're doing is they're blaming you so that they can stay in denial of the family dysfunction and unresolved pain. And yeah, they're trying to maintain that status quo. They don't want to change. They don't want to grow. They don't want to do any kind of self-reflection. And I don't think narcissists really can, to any kind of depth, Number six, you are disbelieved, discredited, and gaslit. If you tell your truth or you try to speak up and voice, your true feelings or thoughts, you are going to be accused of being a troublemaker, or they'll just, say you're just imagining things, or, that kind of thing. You're being too sensitive. So that, again, that it's, it's something about you. It's not actually that they're abusing you, yeah, it just maintains that there's really nothing wrong in the family. Everything's perfectly fine. And darn well that it's not okay. And it's not healthy. Number 7, you are the most sensitive and likely the most emotionally and mentally healthy one in your family, not to mention the strongest and the most resilient, which is a 180, from what they are telling you and what they are projecting onto you, that you are weak, that you are, the failure, that you are, not, you can't handle life, or you can't cope with things, because that's what they like to project onto you. So they see you as a threat to that status quo, and they will do anything to maintain it. And so that they invalidate you and oppress you. And this is really oppression. The scapegoat gets oppressed. So it's really a very, very damaging thing that happens to this scapegoat. And it is extremely difficult to even recognize that you are the scapegoat after years and years of abuse and years of just sort of learning to, I guess I just have to take this. I don't know. Thinking that you are the, unworthy one. And you're the one, it's also sometimes called the identified patient, because they identify you as the problem one, the one who has the mental problems, they might kind of like seem to care, but they're really maybe just pitying you. They're just, poor so and so, she has these mental issues, and the hero child might get to come in and like save you. So it's a very difficult role to get out of. I think the number one thing is to keep speaking your truth and keep believing in your truth. And that is an extremely difficult thing at the beginning. I remember so many times I thought, am I crazy? Like, did that person just do that? Did that person just say that to me? Am I crazy for thinking that's not okay? Like I just, I don't remember how many times I asked myself that question. So you are not crazy. If you think you're the scapegoat, you're the scapegoat. You're not imagining this whole thing at all. It's real. It's a real thing in narcissistic families. The narcissistic parent has, the roles for their children. And so I hope that this has brought you some sort of insight or clarity today. And I am Davina. I am wishing you many, many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And you can find me at Wellness Blooming. Thank you for watching.